Hey guys, and welcome back. Last video we kind of talked about the shape of your baby's head and whether or not you need to mold it and things like that. So we're going to kind of continue on with that for a little bit. So one thing about NICU babies, if they've been in the NICU for a long time, especially if they've been intubated or on oxygen for a long time, they may not get moved as much. We do try to move babies every 3 hours just to keep blood circulation and to prevent bed sores, of course. But a lot of times, especially when they're intubated, they don't get picked up as much as other babies that may just be on like a nasal cannula or like a CPAP type of situation. So for those babies, they tend to have like a flat spot in the back of the head. For those babies, it's a little bit different than what I talked about in the last videos. For those babies, sometimes it is recommended to wear a helmet for a certain period of time just to round out the head. In the last video, it was more so geared towards healthy babies, full-term babies that come out with like a cone shape, and those babies, they're getting picked up, they're getting moved around, they're laying with mom or dad, or they're laying with other family members, and they're being picked up to feed and things like that. So for those babies, their head does round itself out. But if there have been other circumstances where the baby doesn't get that activity, then they may need to wear a helmet. And it's not for the rest of their lives, it's just so that their head can round out a little bit better. So it's similar to a cast. If you've broken a bone or had to get casted for anything, you know, you have a set amount of time for it to correct itself. Now, also, I see a lot of parents, and it's usually first-time parents of baby girls. They put those headbands on the baby, or they gather up the little hairs and put a cute little bow on the baby. That's fine for a picture, or a video, or you know, something like that. But we don't want to leave that on the baby's head for a long time. If you take the headband off and you see those little indentions or those creases, that's an indicator that the headband is too tight and it's putting pressure on the baby's skull. So kind of the same concept of if you wear a hat that's too tight, or if you put a ponytail that's too tight, if you wear it for enough hours, you're gonna get a headache. So you get a fussy baby. Also, trying to gather the hair and put a little bow in their hair, or a tie of some sort, it can cause like pulling and friction. So again, you don't want to do anything that's gonna make your baby more fussy than your baby's already gonna be, because all babies are gonna cry and fuss. Their diapers are wet, they need to burp, they have gas, they just want to get picked up. They're tired of being in the same position, they're hungry. So your baby's gonna cry already. Why would you want to do something that's gonna make your baby cry more? It's my thought process on it. So I don't advise leaving those headbands on for an extended period of time, and I also don't advise putting those bows, especially if it's really tight and there's a lot of tension. Like I said, it's fine for a picture or a video, but you don't want to leave it on for too long. I've had some parents show concern because their baby has a bald spot. Most babies do come out with very little hair. There are some babies that just come out with a head full of hair, and those are always, you know, very nice to look at because it's so pretty. But most babies do come out pretty much bald, and that's normal. I've seen most babies that come out bald end up growing to have the most luscious head of full hair. So it's not an indicator that your baby's going to be bald or your child's going to be bald. There's really nothing that you can do or worry about. If there is a particular bald spot and the rest of the hair has head, that's typically because that's where the baby tends to lay. And then when baby starts fussing, like if it's on the back of the head and baby starts shaking his or her head around, there's rubbing back there, so it's gonna create a bald spot. So that's an indicator that you probably want to pick baby up and reposition baby into an alternate position so that they're not sitting in one spot for too long. So that's all the tips that I have for you guys this week. Hope someone learned something, because that lets me know that I've done my job, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.